Welcome to BAE 404. This is an exciting online course where we take advantage of all sorts of visual online resources to study the newest advances in biomedicine, once we get some fundamentals under our belts. Our first goal is to learn the jargon of biomedical engineering. And our second goal is to understand biological mechanisms and how successful biomedical engineering aligns with those mechanisms. For example, when designing an insulin injecting device, such as the one shown here, scientist engineer teams have to understand how nutrients are moved across the plasma membrane of cells at the cellular level, as well as take into account the feedback mechanisms among blood sugar, food intake, time for digestion, how much exercise is done, how intense the exertion is, and the duration of the exertion. Now, it may not be practical or cost-effective to design a system to account for all of those variables, but a design team must have an understanding of the mechanisms so their design works with the mechanism and not against it or despite it. So that's what we mean by being aligned with the mechanism. Our third goal is to analyze how the processes of design and problem solving are applied to biomedical challenges. Now here's a graphic of the design process. For those of you who are not engineers, please pause the video and look at this graphic for a moment and imagine how you would proceed through these steps when designing an insulin pump such as the one on the previous page. Are there any steps that you aren't sure about? If so, Google engineering design process online and study the process more, or contact me and we can discuss questions you might have. But notice that the process is drawn in a circular fashion because sometimes, or most always, we have to do design iteratively. That is, we do a design cycle once, but then we don't necessarily meet all the design criteria, so we have to tweak one of the steps or redo one of the steps and then complete the process again, or some portion of the process again. Okay. We use Blackboard Learn in this class and BrainShark in addition to our textbook. And here's how we use them. These are the topics we'll cover this semester. A few more topics here. Here's our required text, and make sure you get the 3rd edition, whether you get it online or at the bookstore. Okay, this concludes this lecture. I look forward to working with you this semester.